Hello guys, welcome back. Emmanuel here, and today we're going to be looking at how to optimize your website credibility. One thing you can take from me in 2023 is that your website is one of the most important places you have online, especially the fact that it's the only place where you have full control. And many people will be visiting your website for one reason or the other. What do they want to find out? They want to find out whether you have the solution to their problem. But one thing that can, change the game for you or make things very, bad is when they come to your website and they don't see you as credible. All right, they leave your website because they don't find you, they don't see you as somebody who can solve their problem or somebody who is legit. So today I'm going to be sharing with you few tips on how you can optimize the credibility of your website. Things that must be there that will ensure that when somebody lands on your website, the person will not leave. All right, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and do well to put on your notifications so that when we release a video, you will be notified. All right, let's go straight into how to optimize your website credibility. Number one is that your website needs to be visually appealing because we eat first. We appreciate things first with our eyes, right? When somebody lands on your website, the first thing they're going to do is to scroll through the website and look at the website. If it's not visually appealing, that means it's not good to the eyes, right? They will start having a lot of questions. So question mark will start to pop up. So make sure it's visually appealing. How do you do that? Simply by using high quality images on the website, right? Make sure the images are quality. Make sure the text, you have the right fonts on the text. Sometimes you visit a website, the font size is very tiny. You can barely read what is there. That will impair the visual, it will not make it visually appealing. So you're looking at two important things. Number one is ensure that you use high quality images. Number two, make sure that the text, font, and the size is visually appealing. All right, so that's the first thing. Number two is that you need to ensure that your website has a logo. It is standard. For every website, there's a logo. There's also something called site identity, or you may call it favicon. When you land on a website, the logo is very conspicuous. All right, on every website, you will see the logo of the website, showing the brand. Okay, so your website should have a logo. I've visited some website that doesn't have logo, or maybe the logo is not appearing very well. It's too tiny, or it's not even visible. It's not. You can't read what is. You can't see what is. Whether it's an image or a text, you can't see it. So make sure that the website has a logo, and the logo represent the business. So logo and site identity. Of course, site identity is that small icon that is on the browser. Anytime you go to a particular website, you see a small icon showing, is normally the smaller version of the logo, all right, on the browser. So that is your site identity, or you can call it favicon. Number three is that you need to have physical address, all right? Physical address, and of course a contact, phone numbers on the website. When people come to your website, this is online, and there are so many scammers, fraudsters using website to defraud people of their hard-earned money. So one thing you must do to ensure that your website is credible is to have a physical address on the website, right? Physical address, contact phone numbers. Yes, you may say, Emmanuel, the business is online business. I don't have an address. I don't have any place. I'm just doing business online. Yes, I agree with you, but if it is possible, right, try to get an address. You must not pay for an address. You must not go and rent an office before you have an address. You can discuss with somebody, an already existing business that have an address around your locality where you do this business. You can have a discussion with them for you to use their address as your own address. That means if somebody comes checking you out, they can come to that address and ask of you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just to give your website credibility and give your business credibility, because people have been defrauded online and they're very skeptical when they see a website. In fact, for me, when I see a website that doesn't have an address, that doesn't have a phone number, I raise a lot of questions. I start to ask myself, is this website legit, right? And if that website, let's say it's an e-commerce website where you have to, pay money, put in your card details, you'll be skeptical. A normal person would be. Anybody who is security conscious online will not just, patronize that kind of website, right? So physical address so that people can verify, phone number so that people can call you and reach you. And of course, please, I put a note here. If they call this number, please answer the phone. I've seen so many websites that put numbers on the website. You call that number, it will ring and ring and ring. Nobody picks the number, right? It's a point. I mean, it's a very bad way of doing business. You lose your credibility when you do that. So you're only telling them that the business does not exist or is not real. So when you have a number on the website, be sure to answer that number whenever somebody calls. All right. So number 4 is have your social proof, your social media handles, a link linking from the website to your various social media handles. All right, it's very, very important. Somebody can move from your website to your social media handle. Maybe it's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or even WhatsApp, right? People should be able to move from your website to those places. It also increases credibility. So when they move from your website to your social media, they can compare things. They can compare the phone numbers, they can compare the address, they can compare, the product and the service, to match them that they are saying the same thing. And that's bring me to another thing: staying consistent online. Sometimes people hurt themselves by not staying consistent. Somebody goes to your website, visit your website, look at what you have on the website, and maybe they click on your social link and land on your Instagram page. On your Instagram page is a different ball game. Maybe you were talking about clothes on the website, and now on the Instagram page you are talking about kitchen utensils or something else. You are hurting yourself, right? Because that will raise a lot of questions. People begin to wonder: is it the same business? Is it a scam or something? So there has to be consistency. If you have several kind of businesses, you have separate accounts for them. So the website is separate, the social media handles accounts are separate. So they are doing, they are all linked together, so that when somebody moves from your social media, from your website to your social media, they are seeing exactly the same thing. All right. The 5th one is that you need to have testimonials on the website. Very, very important. It can be in video format, it can be in text format, it can be in image format. All right. So make sure to have testimonials, and you can also use Google Business testimonials, right? If people have written reviews for you on Google, you can link them, you can bring them up on your website. That way, you are showing the visitors that, oh, this website, people are using the product and the service, and they are happy using it, right? It's not just, you're not just telling stories. There are real people who have used this product and they are happy using it. All right, so it's very, very important. The next one, number six is that you need to show the faces of the people behind the business. This one is also very important. In the online world today, you have thousands, millions of websites out there where people claim all kinds of things. But when you are able to show the faces of the people behind the business, it also helps the credibility. People can now know that, oh, Mr. A, Mr. B is the one behind the business. It's very, very important. And that's one of the things that social media also does. Social media helps you to show who is behind this business. You can do that on the website. You can be profiling the people who are in charge of the business, talking about, their profile. Having a bit of their profile on the website will also help your website to be, credible. All right. Number 7 is improve your website speed. If your website is not fast, it can reduce the credibility of the website. You land on a website, you click the button, and the thing is loading for 1 hour, just rotating. You check your internet is working. You check around, everything is fine. That can, lead people to start asking, it's like this thing is not a real website. No, it's like it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. So make sure to have a website that is optimized for speed. And one of the ways you can do that is to ensure that the images you're uploading on your website are, in kilobytes. I recommend from 100 kilobytes down, right? In fact, if it's possible, from 50 down. But worst case scenario, for 100 kilobytes down, nothing more than that should be uploaded to your website to ensure that your website is very fast in loading. When your website doesn't load fast, it can affect your website credibility. Okay, number 8 is publish fresh content, right? Publish fresh content continuously on the website. Of course, you are expected to have a blog on your website. You're also expected to update the content on your website. It's very, very important, because if you have something written on your website and that thing is like 10 years old, it's still the same thing, people will think that website is, it will reduce the credibility. If the website is functional and there's something happening there, there should be fresh content on the website, right? Fresh blog posts, articles, fresh, the page should be updated. New things should have happened to the business that will lead to updates on some pages on the website, right? Of course, there are some pages you may not need to update, like the contact, your address has not changed, you may not, but some of the pages need to, need to be updated. That will help the credibility. When people see that, oh, there are new content popping up on the website, it shows this website is alive, right? It shows that something is happening there. So sometimes you may need to change the slider. Maybe the pictures on the slider have been there for some months or some years. You bring up newer pictures of the business, of the activities happening in the business, change the slider. That way you're optimizing the credibility. Remember, we're talking about credibility, for people to come to the website and trust that this website is real. It's not a scam. It's legit. It's going to solve the problem. If I interact or do business with this particular website, I will not lose money. I will not lose anything, right? I'll be happy. That's what people want. And the website is the way, when they come there, they need to be able to see with their eyes, because they will not come there to start talking to you. It's a website, right? They may come there when you are sleeping in the night. It's open 24 hours, remember. So everything you are doing there should be deliberate, so that when people land there, they are satisfied to deal with your business. Number 9 is highlight any press connection. If you have been featured on any newspaper or magazine or news outlet, right, you can highlight it on your website. It also helps credibility. When people see that, oh, you have been featured by Punch, or featured by New York Times, or featured by, what's it called now, Al Jazeera or CNN, that way people will say, oh, this is a real business. The business is, so if CNN can feature you, why not? So if you have anything like that, highlight it on the website. It's very, very important. And finally, number 10 is showcase any affiliation you may have. Affiliation may be affiliated to maybe another business or another organization that is authority organization, right? You showcase it on your website. That way, it will improve your credibility. So we have been looking at 10 ways to optimize your website credibility. All right, and I've given you everything you need to know. So if you do all of explained and highlighted, your website will be optimized. People will not question the legitimacy of your website, whether it's real or not real. All right, so do well to check the list and go through your website and ensure that everything I've mentioned, they are all captured in your website. If you do that, your website will be good to go for people to do business with you. All right, I'm sure you have found value in this video. If you have, remember to like and share the video, and of course, come back for more. And remember, if you've not subscribed to the channel, do well to hit the subscribe button. And of course, I will see you again in another exciting